Good morning. Nice to have you here. If you are in the room with us, we're glad to be back, at least partially in person, and we're glad to have you with us if you're with us virtually. This is All Souls Shreveport, and it's a church congregation built on covenant, not creed. Every Sunday that we are here and wearing masks and vaccinated, I ask people in attendance if they are comfortable with the people here speaking, taking their masks off. If anyone is uncomfortable with that, please let us know. Okay? Thank you. I think it's kind of hard to watch people talk for extended periods when you can't see their mouth. So I, again, thank you for being here. We are once again learning a new process as we try to develop a hybrid service and walk our way back to a new normal. So whoever you are, whatever your age, race, origin, orientation, background, status, ability, identity, if you care to be here with us, you are welcome. We endeavor to treat respectfully those with differing paths and opinions. It's not an easy thing to do, but this is our covenant, and this is our challenge. We front load these services with a little bit of information so you know what's going on in the congregation and in our efforts in the broader community. So I invite our board person of the day, Ken Peterson, to come share some information with you.
Good morning, everybody. I'd like to start out by recognizing our volunteer of the month for February, Kathy Osuch. Most of you know Kathy. She's been here probably longer than almost anybody else in this room. She's been on the board many times. She's volunteered. She's graciously volunteered during the pandemic to work in the office. But what she's being awarded for today is her work slogging through the IRS paperwork in order to get us square with the IRS as what is it? We're 501. So we're a organization that's tax exempt. It's probably taken her 2 years of some very serious and dedicated work to do that. And so we're very grateful for her, and we're going to honor her for her efforts with the Volunteer of the Month. Thank you, Kathy. I'd like to mention that the Zoom lunches are on Tuesdays at 12 noon from here on for a while. And you can bring your lunch or don't, but where do they find the website for that?
The link is in the email.
The link's in the email. And next I'd like to mention Give Away the Plate for February. It's the Whitney Plantation. Every month we dedicate some funds, our non-pledge income from the baskets, and for organizations that best embody our UU principles and values. Okay, we normally choose a local organization, but this month we're deviating from that practice for Black History Month in order to honor the Whitney Plantation. It's the only museum in Louisiana that focuses exclusively on the lives of enslaved people. It's a far cry from the usual plantation tours that offer literally whitewash history. The Whitney tells a story of the history of slavery on a South Louisiana sugarcane plantation and is located in Wallace, Louisiana, an hour's drive between Baton Rouge and New Orleans. In order to contribute to the Give Away the Plate, you can go to the website and donate that way, or you can put it in the, send a check and put it in the basket. Make sure you designate it as Give Away the Plate on your check. All right. Okay, something that's new is a sponsor circle in which a group of church members and others are forming a group that would sponsor an Afghani refugee family in Shreveport. We need two types of people to donate money, funds to support this, and then we also need people to actually help with the family for their for housing, food, clothing, etc. So if you're interested, there's a, what did I do with that? There's a little flyer about this big in the foyer, and it gives you all the information you need to be able to contribute to that. We would gratefully appreciate if you could help us out with that. Next, religion education for children and youth. We're hoping to resume at least 2 classes in March, and you can look at the flyer for more details. Okay, next, there's something called Late Night at the Salty Chalice. Does anybody participate in that? Yeah. Okay. I'm usually asleep by 10 o'clock, so I don't. So basically, it's a online room where you can go hang out and relax with friends and etc. Meditation with Larry Andros is at Saturday mornings, 10:30 a.m. via Zoom. It's a weekly 20-minute sitting with Buddhist meditation followed by a teaching. Again, the group meets over Zoom. Does anybody else have anything to say? All right, thank you.
Great job, Ken. Thank you. And if it's all right, I will also remove my mask. It's good. I did want to say a couple of things. Ken covered pretty much everything. I did want to clarify, we have been a 501c3 for a long, long time. Your contributions have been tax deductible. We haven't been, getting away with anything or anything like that. What we needed was some paperwork that over the years had gone missing. And in order to do that, we had to go back through a pretty extensive process, which is what Kathy has been doing for us. And so I just wanted to clarify that for everyone. And we so appreciate, she earned every bit of that Volunteer of the Month status. And as far as religious education for children and youth, yes, we are planning to resume 2 classes, not next Sunday, but the week after, the second Sunday in March. And I'm sorry, usually I know my Sundays like nobody's business, but I believe that's the 13th, March the 13th, if I'm remembering correctly, because they go the same in March. Yeah, so March 13th, we are starting back with religious education for children and youth. So if you haven't come back yet and you have children and youth in your household, we hope that your family will join us. I think that is all I have. This will maybe turn the volume down on both of those devices, probably, yeah, just to make sure. In case it is one of those. Thank you. Did you want to come back? Okay. Resonance. Definition: the quality in a sound of being deep, full, and reverberating, as in the resonance of his voice. Resonance. Physics: the reinforcement or prolongation of sound by reflection from a surface or by the synchronous vibration of a neighboring object. Resonance. Poetry. Also life. The quality of evoking a response. Merriam-Webster, since 1828. The poetry that resonates may also be deep, full, and reverberating, and may reflect off the surface of your heart in synchronous vibration with the experience that made that poem call your name in the first place, even if it was a local call from within your very own soul. Maybe it speaks your grief, calms your fear, sings your joy, echoes your laughter, or just turns your world a little cockeyed and lets you see ordinary things in a new and extraordinary light. Resonance. If it resonates, may you find it here today. If you'll join me in singing, Come, Come, Whoever You Are, it is the poetry of Rumi and the music of one of our UU ministers, Lynn Adair Unger. And the words will be up on the screen. You can remain seated if you would like. Come, come, whoever you are, wonder, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Let's do it again. Come, come, whoever you are, wonder, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Jackson and Ava Kate, I did not invite you this morning, but would you come and help us lead the chalice lighting? I would very much appreciate it. Thank you so much. These two have been volunteers of the month before. Thank you. You're right.
We like this chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalism. This is the church of the open mind. This is the church of the helping hands. This is the church of the loving heart. Together with mind, hands,
and heart. We care for the earth and for each other. Thank you. And would one of you like to light the chalice? Here, just use the candle. In the light of the chalice this morning, we have the words of Naomi Shihab Nye. A man crosses the street in rain. Ooh, here you go. Sorry about that. We need one of our Christmas Eve snuffers up here, don't we? A man crosses the street in rain, stepping gently, looking 2 times north and south, because his son is asleep on his shoulder. No car must splash him, no car drive too near his shadow. The man carries the world's most sensitive cargo, but he's not marked. Nowhere does his jacket say fragile, handle with care. His ear fills up with breathing. He hears the hum of a boy's dream deep inside him. We're not going to be able to live in this world if we're not willing to do what he's doing with one another. The road will only be wide. The rain will never stop falling. If you will rise in body or spirit, here in the room and at home if you like, and say with us the unison affirmation. The words will be up on the screen. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve human need, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the sacred. Thus do we covenant with each other. And Reverend Barbara will lead us in one of her songs, Mighty River. And again, the lyrics will be up on the screen. She is one of our poets today in the form of her music, which is some incredible poetry. And so we appreciate this. if I stand out here, is this mic? All right, thank you. So, a long time ago, back in the world, and probably way back in the world, because I think it's been a while since I talked about this, I used to every now and then talk about the 3 keys to happiness. The 3 things that you do every day, not guaranteeing you perfect happiness, but guaranteeing you that if you do these 3 things every day, life will get better. I am absolutely not going to put anybody on the spot, but does anybody remember even one of those? Just out of curiosity. Yes, Susan Yellett, the person who does nice things for somebody pretty much every single day. Yes, yes. One of them is to do something nice for someone else. It can be a little thing, it can be letting someone in traffic, it can be a big thing, it can be driving immigrants to the airport so they can get home to their families and friends. So yeah, that's one of them. Do something nice for someone else. Anybody remember one of the other 2? It's okay if you don't. It has been a while. The other 2 were notice something beautiful. It can be the view out this window. It can be one of your incredible faces, which are all beautiful to me. It can be a flower. It can be your pet. They always say it's in the eye of the beholder, and whatever you behold as beautiful, notice that. Take time to notice it and appreciate it. And the other one is memorize something good. Memorize something worthwhile. This is a poetry service, and maybe some of you have poems that you've taken the time to memorize because they mean something to you. Or you've read them so often that even if you don't know every word from memory, you can quote parts of it and it gives you comfort. Memorize something good. And I'm going to help you do that today because I'm going to teach you, it's a poem, it's a prayer, it's a blessing. Someone asks you to say the blessing at a meal and you're like, what? This is going to be easy to remember. This is how it goes. And it was written by a scientist, thinker, kind of Renaissance man, Buckminster Fuller wrote this. And it starts, it is a blessing to be. Say that with me. It is a blessing to be. It is a blessing to be here. It is a blessing to be here. It is a blessing to be here now. It is a blessing to be here now. It is a blessing to be here now together. It is a blessing to be here now together. I bet you can memorize that, huh? You just remember it's a blessing to be. If you start there, and then you just tack on to it. So let's say it together. It is a blessing to be. It is a blessing to be here. Okay. It is a blessing to be here now. It is a blessing to be here now together. One more time. Let's get it in there. Let's get it in there. It is a blessing to be. It is a blessing to be here. It is a blessing to be here now. It is a blessing to be here now together. Amen. Yes. Thank you. And you can always put that at the end, you know. Aunt Susie will like that. So you've got a blessing, you've got a prayer, you've got a poem, you've got something you have memorized today. And every day, if you find something like that that has some meaning, that gives you, whether it's comfort or joy, solace, whatever, memorize something that matters to you every day. And now I will invite one of our poets, Barbara Deger, to come up and share with us.
Hello. My name is Barbara Deger, and I've been writing poems since I was a very young child. And themes that have always resonated with me are those you'd expect: love, heartbreak, gratitude, grief, joy. But as I grow older, and the poets that I love are also aging, I notice there is a subtle shift in them and in me to move toward more ordinary, everyday observations and actions. Even the mundane task of cutting back a banana tree. The banana tree I cut yesterday grew from its center, 2 inches overnight, pure white, like caulk oozing from a tube, only solid in the center of the branch, which will reach over my roof again this spring. When I try to cut the stalks, they bend like reeds. Nothing about them is brittle. They refuse to snap over my knee like me, the outside stalk, bruised by others invading delicate skin, leaving only layers upon layers of my lessons learned. I survived by what might look like surrender, but within the center, a startling moon forever rising. When Susan asked me to do this poetry reading, I was kind of excited to try something a little bit different. So today, in addition to all the wonderful poetry you're surely going to be hearing, I wanted to leave you with an idea for writing your own poetry, okay? That resonates, since that again is our theme for today. I want to invite you to find something that seems mundane, maybe at the moment, but has the potential of resonating within you. Something as simple as the zipper on your coat, or the raisin left in your cereal bowl. As Naomi Shihab Nye would say, everything is famous if you notice it. Then sit down and write a poem about it. Do some research if you want, but recognize the place of this very ordinary object and let it resonate within you. Notice it enough that if only for a moment, it becomes famous. I did bring a prop. I woke up this morning thinking about a slinky, the one I had as a kid. And then I thought about the one I gave my youngest grandson just yesterday, the one that zinged the way down the ladder of his little slide. Betty James, your husband made the first slinky. Actually, he was trying to manufacture a very sophisticated counterbalance for steadying instruments on a ship thrashed by waves. Unfortunately, it didn't work. The story goes that he dropped it on a desk on accident, maybe deliberately, where it made its flip-flop manner of moving down a stack of unshelved books. Betty, you saw the potential, and you named it for its snake-like ambulation. And you convinced your husband he had birthed a toy. Now, somehow Mr. James ended up as an evangelist in Bolivia. This is all true. You don't need to tell us what happened, Betty. While you, Betty, ran the company and made a fortune. But that is not where the story ends. As a matter of fact, Slinky went to war in Vietnam. He was a radio antenna, easily pitched over trees, resonating between 7 and 8 megahertz. And Slinky then went to Dixie to pick pecans. In the South, videos are featured on YouTube. Finally, to be flung in outer space on a discovery mission, though astronauts were somewhat disappointed. According to Dr. Rhea Seaton, it wouldn't slink at all. It just sort of drooped. But when Slinky was inducted into the National Toy Hall of Fame in 2000, more than 300 million Slinkies had been sold. And you, Betty, you were there to join the celebration. But I was not. And I never had a chance to thank you, which is why I decided to write this poem. Thank you.
And now we'll have our meditation with Larry Andrews. First, we're going to sing. We're going to sing Full of Silence.
On the pages with the words on it, every place there's a dot, 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 there's silence. So it's like here, we, and every place there's not a dot, 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 you hold things together. You sing like as one phrase or one breath or those of you who have been members here for a while have heard the choir do this in the past. I'm inviting you for the first time to try to do what they have done.
Good morning. For today's meditation, let yourself find a comfortable position, one in which your body can be balanced and your spine straight. Begin with a deep, comfortable breath, shifting your attention to your heart space, and imagine breathing in and out of your heart. Allow your breath to deepen and slow. Allow your breath to be soft and kind. As you now allow yourself to be touched deeply by the sacred presence of this moment, reflect. To sustain my journey on this path of life with all its changes and possibilities, I know some basic needs must be fulfilled. Food to nourish my body, air, water, shelter for my rest, freedom, health, and safety are needs as well. Yet to sustain the true gifts I have to offer, to unfold the full meaning of my life, I need nourishment for mind and heart and soul. I need to nurture the spirit of life that seeks to explore its limitless potential through me. I know that when this need is met, I know it by an inner joy. What truly nurtures spirit will resonate with the deepest yearnings of my heart. Where shall I find this life-giving nourishment for my spirit? So often it is held in simple things and ordinary moments. A phrase from a half-remembered song, a poem from some much treasured book, a bit of healing wisdom passed from generation to generation. One of nature's unexpected displays of beauty, contemplating the larger values and truths that give meaning to all that is changing. I find my heart's needs fulfilled in all that returns me to this moment, here and now. And I will find most abundant nourishment in beloved community, as our differing ways of living, knowing, loving, and believing resonate with one another to create a symphony of healing and wholeness. As I now open myself to all that life offers, all that life offers mind and heart and soul, I center in my breath. Breathing in, I touch the source of life abundant. Breathing out, I share its overflowing gifts with all my world.
We've changed the way we do our candle lighting a little bit. invite you to come up and take a match and light it from the chalice, which I'll be holding. Then light your candle to mark your joy, your concern, whatever you wish to lift up. And then snuff the candle in the sand that's by them so that we're not all blowing, taking our masks off and blowing. Okay?
Jessica Rue is the daughter of a dear friend of mine. And 2 years ago, she returned. What? Oh my goodness, I am just skipping whole big parts of the order of service. I'm sorry. We'll now hear some words from our board representative, Ken Peterson.
I was asked to give a 2-minute talk about what makes me come to All Souls. Most of you may not know it, but I'm a scientist at LSU Health Science Center. And the wonderful thing about being a scientist is it teaches you to be a lifelong learner. And we always stress to the graduate students and the medical students, if they want to succeed in life, they need to be lifelong learners. And so that's what I have become at All Souls. I've become a lifelong learner. I grew up being very conservative, not really caring for people so much, being very introverted, and not very self-aware at all. And so my wife and I decided to come to All Souls 20 years ago, because we had children and we wanted to raise them up in a religious experience, and she thought it would be a good idea to come to this place. I didn't really, when my wife told me to do things, that's what I did. And so after coming here, I started growing. I started becoming more empathetic and caring about other people. And a lot of that is just meeting the people that are sitting in this room today, interacting with them and learning what they do and what caring people they are. And so the reason I come every Sunday is I learn things, and those things inform me as to how to become what I think is a better person. I think now I'm a much kinder, more caring, empathetic person, and I can truthfully say that falls on All Souls Universalist Church. And so I could truly say that every Sunday I really look forward to coming to church, because I learn things, and I always get a good feeling just looking out at the outdoors. I love the outdoors and watching the seasons change. And so again, I would just like to thank All Souls for helping me on my journey to becoming a kinder and gentler person. Thank you.
From Exodus and Revolution by Michael Walzer. Wherever you live, it is probably Egypt. There is a better place, a world more fair, full of promise and hope. The way to it is through the wilderness. There is no other way to get from here to there, except by the hard way, being tested as we go. So, as I was saying earlier, and I would not have missed Ken's piece for the world, so thank you for reminding me. Jessica Rue is the daughter of a dear friend of mine, and 2 years ago she returned from a 2-year tour in Ukraine where she was teaching English for the Peace Corps. She has, of course, been terribly worried about her friends and the children she taught there, and though she cannot be here with us today, because I did invite her to join us, she lives in Arkansas, and she could have possibly come in person, but she could have come on the Zoom. But she was going to get away to the woods today and try to unplug a little bit. But she has asked all of us who are so inclined to pass along this information. And in the time since she communicated this, a number of these things are already happening. But she writes, For all of my American friends and family asking me what they can do to help Ukraine, please contact Congress, governors, ambassadors, and the White House and demand that they immediately establish a no-fly zone in Ukraine. This will help reduce the bombings and civilian casualties across the country, impose stronger sanctions, and I think this is now happening, including blocking Russian access to SWIFT, personal sanctions on Putin, and blocking all access from Russian airlines to the US, Europe, and our global allies. Hold a vote on the Defending Ukraine Sovereignty Act of 2022 and deploy financial and military aid immediately. Jessica has also been known to write poetry of her own, and I asked if she might contribute some today, but she said that instead she would share the English translation of a very well-known poem by a Ukrainian poet. And so I'll save that to read near the end of the service, but first I'll ask Jennifer Russell to come and share two beautifully and sadly appropriate poems by Warsaw Shire.
Good morning. And these, as Susan said, are sadly appropriate. And I'd like to kind of read these in honor of the people of Ukraine and also everyone that's fleeing danger and terrorism and violence in their homelands. What They Did Yesterday Afternoon by Warsaw Shire. They set my aunt's house on fire. I cried the way women on TV do, folding at the middle like a 5-pound note. I called the boy who used to love me, tried to okay my voice. I said hello. He said, Warsaw, what's wrong? What's happened? I've been praying, and these are what my prayers look like. Dear God, I come from 2 countries. One is thirsty, the other is on fire. Both need water. Later that night, I held an atlas in my lap, ran my fingers across the whole world, and whispered, where does it hurt? It answered, everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Home. No one leaves home unless home is the mouth of a shark. You only run for the border when you see the whole city running as well. Your neighbors running faster than you, breath bloody in their throats. The boy you went to school with, who kissed you dizzy behind the old tin factory, is holding a gun bigger than his body. You only leave home when home won't let you stay. No one leaves home unless home chases you, fire under feet, hot blood in your belly. It's not something you ever thought of doing until the blade burnt threats into your neck. And even then, you carried the anthem under your breath, only tearing up your passport in an airport toilet, sobbing as each mouthful of paper made it clear that you wouldn't be going back. You have to understand that no one puts their children in a boat unless the water is safer than land. No one burns their palms under trains, beneath carriages. No one spends days and nights in the stomach of a truck, feeding on newspaper, unless the miles traveled means something more than journey. No one crawls under fences. No one wants to be beaten, pitied. No one chooses refugee camps or strip searches where your body is left aching, or prison, because prison is safer than a city on fire, and one prison guard in the night is better than a truckload of men who looked like your father. No one could take it. No one could stomach it. No one's skin would be tough enough. The go-home blacks, refugees, dirty immigrants, asylum seekers, sucking our country dry, animals with their hands out. They smell strange, savage, messed up their country, and now they want to mess up ours. How do the words, the dirty looks, roll off your backs? Maybe because the blow is softer than a limb torn off, or the words are more tender than 14 men between your legs, or the insults are easier to swallow than rubble, than bone, than your child body in pieces. I want to go home, but home is the mouth of a shark. Home is the barrel of a gun, and no one would leave home unless home chased you to the shore, unless home told you to quicken your legs, leave your clothes behind, crawl through the desert, wade through the oceans, drown, save, be hunger, beg, forget pride. Your survival is more important. No one leaves home until home is a sweaty voice in your ear saying, leave, run away from me now. I don't know what I've become, but I know that anywhere is safer than here.
This is the poem that Jessica sent to me. It is entitled Love Ukraine, and it's by Volodymyr Sosura, whose picture was on the screen. It was written in 1944. Love your Ukraine, love as you would the sun, the wind, the grasses, and the streams together. Love her in happy hours when joys are won, and love her in time of stormy weather. Love her in happy dreams, and when awake, Ukraine in spring's white cherry blossom veil. Her beauty is eternal for your sake. Her speech is tender with the nightingale. As in a garden of fraternal races, she shines above the ages. Love Ukraine. With all your heart and with exultant faces, let all your deeds her majesty maintain. For us, she rides alone on history's billows. In the sweet charm of space, she rules apart. For she is in the stars, is in the willows, and in each pulse beat of her people's heart. In flowers and tiny birds and lights that shine, in every epic and every song, in a child's smile and maiden's eyes divine, and in the purple flags above the throng. Love her in love, in labor, and in fight, as if she were a song at heaven's portal. Love her with all your heart and all your might, and with her glory we shall be immortal. We have another song by Reverend Barbara. It's called We Gotta Give the Good News Backbone, and the words will be on the screen. Again, people that have been in the choir have done this before, and the congregation has heard it. We gotta get the good news back home. We gotta wind our courage up. Get ready to face down the shadow. With justice only born of love. We gotta give the good news back home. We have no hope to set around. To those who might count it as hard to, by covenant bring down. Strength of character, heart under fire. Thank you. As always, your music added so much. For our benediction, we hear from Mary Oliver. Some people have called her the poet laureate of the UUs. I don't know. We do love us some Mary Oliver, and I thought this one was incredibly appropriate today, as many of us will be heading out to the parade. If you suddenly and unexpectedly feel joy, don't hesitate. Give in to it. There are plenty of lives and whole towns destroyed or about to be. We are not wise and not very often kind, and much can never be redeemed. And still, life has some possibility left. Perhaps this is its way of fighting back. Then sometimes something happens better than all the riches or power in the world. It could be anything, but very likely you notice it in the instant when love begins. Anyway, that's often the case. Anyway, whatever it is, don't be afraid of its plenty. Joy is not made to be a crumb. Thank you all. Go in peace. Ashe, blessed be. Amen. Enjoy the afternoon.
Sure, if you'd like to. That's fine.
I heard it's your birthday. Oh, wait, was it yesterday?
Okay, now I can end it.
Yeah. Would you like a